In this video, you'll find out what happened to Kong's axe in Godzilla x Kong: The New Empire. So stay until the end of this video because we'll also have a definitive answer on which is better, the axe or the gauntlet. Let's go. Welcome back to Nerds Insights, your daily nerd news channel. As we saw in the Godzilla x Kong: The New Empire trailer, Kong appears with both the axe and the gauntlet at different times. But what happened to his axe? Because we know that Kong's original weapon is the axe. At some point, he'll stop using the axe and start using a gauntlet, so we wonder where this axe went. The axe that Kong obtained is an ancestral weapon from the time of the war between the Gojiras and the Kong race, so originally it's not Kong's weapon. It belonged to another Primordial Titan, which was used to kill a Godzilla. It's likely that the Stormbreaker itself belongs to Scar King, and Scar King didn't appreciate seeing Kong using it, wanting to take it back. Just like I want to grab your like on this video, take the opportunity as you're scrolling down to give a like to this video and comment which one you prefer, based on what we've seen so far, the axe or the gauntlet, and at the end, I'll give my opinion on which is better too. So let's follow the whole story. As soon as Kong enters Scar King's lair, guided by Suko as a way of seeking help, we see he's still using the axes. He enters the lair and his axe glows. He manages to dominate the area. However, shortly after, the king of that lair, Scar King, arrives. Probably, they'll have an initial fight as Scar King wants to expel Kong from his territory. In the course of this fight, Scar King will likely take Kong's axe and break Kong's arm, specifically his right arm, the same arm he uses with the gauntlet. After this battle, Kong will be very weak and injured, and he'll be assisted by the monarch and the people living in the Hollow Earth. With technology and some equipment, they'll build a gauntlet for Kong to help him move his arm again, giving him some extra powers and increasing his strength. In other words, Kong will lose the axe because it will return to its original user, Scar King. But in no part of the trailer or any leak, we see Scar King using this axe, so it's possible that Kong simply loses the axe. It falls somewhere no one else can find, and Scar King keeps it as a trophy of his victory. Certainly, the axe gives Kong a significant power upgrade. Without the axe, Kong fighting Godzilla was not even close. The most that happened was him landing a punch on Godzilla, but shortly afterward, he took an open-handed slap to the jaw, under the maxilla. You know, that part under the jaw, right on the mandible, and he fell all messed up on the ground, so it didn't help much. However, with the axe, he managed to hold his ground. Of course, the terrain there also favored Kong a bit. He could jump, dodge, even absorb the energy from Godzilla's atomic breath and still counterattack. Obviously, he didn't stand a chance against Godzilla, but he at least managed to survive for a while, which I think the gauntlet wouldn't be able to do for Kong. I don't know about you, but I have the impression that the gauntlet is not as strong as the axe. We look at this gauntlet and it seems more like a prosthesis for Kong to move. Of course, it can make his punch stronger, but if it makes one punch stronger, what am I going to do with both hands to make both punches stronger and not just one? That's why I have the impression that it's more of a prosthesis, and I think Kong will have a significant power downgrade without this axe. Unless Kong acquires electric powers, then it would make sense for him to have that gauntlet as a way to catalyze, release, or control his electric powers. But I find it highly unlikely that Kong will have electric powers in this movie because it would be too much information in a short time. So I lean towards the impression that this gauntlet is more like a prosthesis, while the axe is an attack weapon, a weapon that absorbs atomic breath. It's a weapon that allows Kong to fight against the Gojira races, which is an excellent weapon against Scar King. So weighing which weapon would be more useful, which weapon is more powerful, better for Kong, it would be the axe for its attack power and what it provides to Kong, while the gauntlet serves more as a prosthesis, an exoskeleton, to help Kong move his right arm again. But of course, this is all a theory. But between the two of us, you agree with me, don't you? But if you don't agree, I want to know why. So in addition to commenting on which one you prefer, without considering power, without any of that, just your opinion on which one you prefer, also comment on which point you think I got wrong and which point you think I got right, and let's create that cool discussion that we always have in all the videos until this movie is released. And, of course, subscribe to the channel too, because this channel is made to inform you every day about what's happening in the monster universe. Subscription is for you. Of course, I'm happy when you subscribe to the channel. It motivates me a lot, but it's mainly for you to stay informed about everything that's happening. Take care, and until next time.